I am very happy to welcome you all. I am S. Ramesh, Assistant Professor of CSE Department, Erode Sengundu Engineering College, Erode District. Today we are going to see Python functions. Okay, what is function? Function is a set of program used to perform a particular task. Okay, we have already seen many functions: length, split, reverse. Okay, these functions are inbuilt functions. Now we are going to create our own functions. Okay, next, what is the main use of functions? Here, code reusability is the main use of the function. We can call the same function multiple times. Okay, without uh, write the same code again and again. Okay, that is the main use of the function. Next, we are going to see one example program for the function. Here, in the function def, diff keyword, okay, it is useful to define the function. Okay, diff keyword is useful to define the function. Here, diff keyword function name is display. Okay, this is the function definition. Okay, and here I am calling the function display of 10. So I am passing the argument 10 here, display of 10. So what is x value? X value is 10. Then I am enter into the function. Here there are two lines of programs are there inside the function. So what is the output? So the output is, okay, the output is the hello you passed x. Okay, hello you passed x is the output. Okay, see, next, next you will see the another program. Here is even. Okay, whether the given number is odd or even. Okay, this is the program. Here I am calling the function is even of 2. Here what is 2? 2 x value is 2. Okay, I am calling the function. Here inside the function, if 2 modulus 2, 2 divided by 2, what is the remainder? 0. So 2 modulus 2, that is the answer is 0. 0 equal to 0? Yes, condition true. So it enter into the if block, print even. Okay, see the output. Okay, print even is the output. Okay, next, else. Okay, next is even of 3. Again I am calling the function is even of 3. This time what is the x value? X value is 3. Okay, so 3 modulus 2, 3 divided by 2, what is the answer? 3 divided by 2. Okay, the remainder is 1. So 1 equal to 0, condition false. So false means else block will execute. So print odd. Okay, see the output, odd is the output. Next, another program. Here, function name is sum. I am calling the function over here. Okay. Then a equal to integer of input of enter the first number. Okay. See the output. Okay. Enter the first number. I am giving 20. So a value is 20. Then enter. Enter the second number. Again, I am giving 20. Okay. Then enter. Okay. A value is 20. B value is 20. Print 20 plus 20. What is the output? 40 is the output. See the output. Next, parameter and arguments. Okay, see, in the function, okay, in the function, when we are defining the function, okay, the variable x is called the parameter. When we calling the function, the value 10 is called the arguments. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, this is arguments, 10 is arguments. Here defining the function, x is the parameter. Okay, display of 10. So I am calling the function display of 10. So what is the output? Hello, you passed. 10 is the output. Next program. Next, this program is going to check whether the given number is divisible by another number. Okay. How do we find the given number is divisible by another number? If we are going to divide the two numbers, if the remainder is 0 means it is divisible by the another number. Okay. So here diff check div is the function name. Okay. Here I am calling the function check div of 4, 2. Okay. So control comes over here, check div of 4, 2, x is 4, y is 2. Okay, x value is 4, y value is 2. So here x is greater than or equal to y. That is 4 greater than or equal to 2. Yes, condition true. Next, if I enter into the if block, inside there is another if block is there. Here if 4 modulus 2. What is 4 modulus 2? 4 modulus 2 answer is 0. Okay, so 0 equal to 0. Yes, condition true. So if block will execute, print x is divisible by 4. That is 4 is divisible by 2. See the output screen. Okay. Next, I am calling the same function again with changing the parameter 4, 3. I am passing the argument 4, 3. Okay. So I am going over here 4, 3. What is x value? X value is 4. Yes.
சார் ஒரு இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கொடுக்க சொன்னாங்க சார் சௌமியா மேம்.
வெயிட் அப்புறமா கொடுத்துக்கலாம். ஓகே, x value is 4
போணுமா வாங்கலாம்?
இல்லப்பா வெயிட் பண்ணு, அப்புறமா கொடுத்துக்கலாம்ப்பா. y value is 3. Okay, x value is 4, y value is 3. So if 4 greater than or equal to 3, yes, condition true. I enter into the if block. Here 4 modulus 3. What is the answer? 4 modulus 3. Answer is 1. 1 equal to 0. Condition false. So it comes to the else block. Here 4 is not divisible by 3. See the output screen. 4 is not divisible by 3. Okay. Next, I am calling the another function. Check div of 2, 4. I am calling the same function. I am changing the arguments 2, 4. Okay. Here 2, 4. X value is 2. Y value is 4. Okay. Here I am checking if 2 greater than or equal to 4. Condition false. Condition false means it comes to the else block. Okay. Its corresponding else block is this is the else block. So what is the output? Enter the first number greater than or equal to second number. That is the output. Okay. Next, reverse function. Okay. See, reverse function is used to reverse a list. Okay. Reverse a list of elements. Okay. It is very simple in the Python language. Okay. See, only one line program is the answer. Okay. My list equal to 246,352. Okay. 643. My list dot reverse function means what is the output? It going to reverse all the elements of the list in the reverse order. See the output 43, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4, 2. Okay, it is very, very simple in Python language. If we are using C, C++, Java means we need to write more number of programs to reverse a list. Okay, see, for example, I am using C language or C++ or Java means, okay, I need to copy these set of programs. Okay, see. See, that's why Python is very simple language. C when compared to C, C++, Java. Okay, here, for example, uh, rev is the function. I am calling the function. Okay, here I am passing one list. Okay, I am passing one list. So here rev my list. What is my list? My list is the 2, 4, 6, 3, 5. Okay, 2, 6, 43. That is the my list. Okay. Next, how do we reverse the list? First, we need to create the empty list. So reverse list equal to empty list. Next, I need to find the index number of the 43. How do we find the index number of the 43? First, we need to find the length of the list. Okay, so what is the length of the my list? Here, how many items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So length is 8. Okay, length is 8. 8 minus 1. 8 minus 1, that is 7. Okay, 8 minus 1, 7. So I got the index number, last items index number. Last item index number is 7. Okay, so here 43. Next, while I, that is the 7 greater than or equal to 0, yes, condition true. Reverse list, I am going to append, I am going to add my list of 7. What is my list of 7? That is 43. I am going to add last item into the empty list, reverse list. Then I am going to I is equal to I minus 1 because I need to insert this sixth position element. Okay, so I am going to reduce the I value. Next, I am going to again while loop. Here 6 greater than or equal to 0, yes, condition true. Again I am getting inside the while loop. Here reverse list dot append of my list of 6. My list of 6 is 6. So I am going to append. Next time 5. I am going to append the fifth item. Next 4, 3, 2, 1, 0th item. Next time, if I value is minus 1 means it comes outside the while loop. Outside the while loop, there is a print statement is there. Here, reverse list. I'm going to print the reverse list. See the output screen. See, all the items in the list are reversed. Okay, but it is very simple in the Python language. It is Python language only, but we are using our own reverse function. Okay, it is look like the C, C++, Java programming style. Okay, but in our Python style, only one line is the answer. Okay, my list dot reverse function, that's all. Next, we are going to check whether the given number is odd or even. Here, the function name is even. Okay, here I am calling the function is even. Okay, here function is returning some value, return true, return false. Okay, see, here I am calling the function is even of 1. Okay, inside the print function, I am calling the function is even of 1. So the control goes here, is even of 1. What is x value? X value is 1. Here next, if 1 modulus 2, 1 modulus 2 equal to 0, false. False means else block will execute. Inside the else block, return false is there. So here the function is returning some value. Here false, it is returning false. Okay, it is going to return the false where we called the function. Where we called the function is even of 1. So in the place is even of 1, it returns false. So print of false. So see the output, print of false. What is output? False is the output. Next time, is even of 2. I am calling the function. I am passing the argument 2. So x value 2. 2 modulus 2. What is the value for 2 modulus 2? 2 modulus 2, 2 divided by 2, remainder is 0. So 0 equal to 0, yes, condition true. So getting inside the if block, return true. So in this position is even of 2, the function is going to return, okay, return true. So print of true. What is the output? True is the answer. Next, function can return multiple values. Okay. Here, see, here function name is calculation. Okay. Here I am calling the function over here. Calculation of 10, 20. Okay, I am calling the function. So control comes over here. Calculation of 10, 20. 10, 20 means num1 value is 10, num2 value is 20. Okay, next I am getting inside the function result 1 equal to num1 plus num2. So 10 plus 20. What is the answer? 30. Next result 2 equal to num1 into num2. So 10 into 20. What is the answer? 200 is the answer. So I am going to return result 1, result 2. What is result 1? 30, 200. I am returning two values. Okay, so function is returning two values. Here I called the function over here. So in this position, okay, function is returning two values. What are the values? 30, 200. So here in this position, function is returning 30, 200. So what is the sum? Sum equal to 30. What is product? Product equal to 200. So see the output, sum 30, product 200. Next, I am going to write the same program with less number of coding. Okay, see, in the program I am going to write in the less number of coding. Here, see, when compared in the last program, okay, see, this is the last program. First one is the last program. Second one is the same program with less number of code. Okay, here in the first one, result 1 equal to num plus 1, result 2 equal to num1 into num2. Okay, then return result 1, result 2. But here in the second, I directly return num1 plus num2, num1 into num2. I don't want to use the result 1, result 2, two variables. Okay, so I am executing the same program and see the output is same. Okay. Next, calling a function inside another function. Okay, so I am going to call the function inside another function. Here see.
Sir, break lang இல்லப்பா.
See, break la illapa. Listen. See. Listen. Here, there are two functions are there. Diff is even is the one function. Another function is the div 6. Okay. My program is whether the given number is divisible by 6. Okay. How do we find whether the given number is divisible by 6? It is, if for example one number is 12, 12 divided by 6. If remainder is 0 means it is divisible by 6. Otherwise 12 divided by 6 equal to 2 into 3. So 12 divided by 2, remainder is 0, and 12 divided by 3, remainder is 0. Means if the given number is divisible by 12. Okay, so we are going to check whether the given number is divisible by 6 or not. Okay, next, first we are going to see div 6 of 12. Div 6 of 12. Here I am calling the function div6. Here what is the y value? Y value is 12. First I am going to check is even of y. Is even of y. Here what is the y value? Y value is 12. Okay, see here y value is 12. So I am getting inside the function if is even of 12. Is even of 12 means I am calling the another function. Okay, here is even of 12. What is x value here? X value is 12. Okay, see here y modulus 3. Y modulus 3, that is 12 modulus 3. What is the answer? 12 modulus 3 also 0. So equal to 0, condition true. So both the condition are true, so it return true. Okay, so where it returns, where we called the function in this position, print of div6 of 12. In this position it return true. So see the output, true is the output. Next, div6 of 4. Div6 of 4. So here this time what is y value? Y value is 4. Next, I am getting inside the function. Here is even of 4. Is even of 4. So I am going to call this function is even of 4. Here x value is 4. 4 modulus 2 equal to 0. Yes, condition true. So it return true. Okay, see, it return true. Next, 4 modulus 3, answer is 1. 1 equal to 0, false. Condition is false. So else return false. So print of div6 of 4. Here print of false. So output is false. Okay, next, factorial program. Next, factorial program. See, here you know very well what is factorial. Okay, here what is the 4 factorial? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, what is the 1 factorial? 1. 0 factorial also 1. Okay, next, go to the program. Here print of factorial of 0. I am calling the function factorial of 0. What is the x value? X value is 0. I enter into the function if 0 equal to 0, yes, condition true, or condition. Okay, so one condition is true means it is true. So I enter into the if block, return 1. So print of 1. Okay, next, print of 1, see the output, 1 is the output. Next, factorial of 1, I am calling the function factorial of 1. Here x value is 1. If x equal to 0, false, or x equal to 1, yes, condition true. So it return 1. So again output is 1. Next time factorial of 4. So this time what is the x value? X value is 4. If 4 equal to 0, false. 4 equal to 1, false. So come into the else block, return x into, here what is x? 4. 4 into, okay, 4 into, what is the 4 into Factorial of 4 minus 1, 3. Factorial of 4 minus 1, that is 3. So 4 into 3. 4 into, again I am going here, factorial of 3. This time, again the condition is false, else 4. 4 into, next time 3 into, next factorial of 2. So again comes here 2. 2 into 1. So the answer is 24. Okay. Next, Python fixed arguments. Okay, fixed arguments means the number of arguments passed in the function call are equal to the number of parameters in the function definition. Okay, see, for example, see here fixed arguments. Here, number of parameters passed in the function definition, there are two parameters. The function definition. Number of arguments passed in the function calling, 2. There are 2. Okay. So that is called the fixed argument. Next, positional argument. Okay. See, positional arguments means these arguments are passed in the same order as that of the parameter. Okay. See, positional arguments means the arguments are passed here, Kamal 45. Okay, it must be matched in the same order of the function definition, name, age. Okay, so I am going to call the function here. What is name? Name is Kamal, age is 45. So I am going to run the program. Here, what is output? My name is Kamal and my age is 45. Next, here in the same program, I did not pass the age as a argument. So what will happen? It shows the error message. What kind of error? Okay, it shows the type error. It shows the type error. Display a function missing one required positional argument. So here it must match. Okay, the arguments and parameter counting must match. Next one, keyword arguments. Okay, in the keyword arguments, I am assigning some value to the parameter. Here there are two parameters, name, age. I am assigning some value to the parameter in the function calling. Here name equal to Kamal, age equal to 45. So I am running the program. What will happen? My name is Kamal and my age is 45. Next, I am changing the position of the arguments. I am changing the position of the arguments. Here see, age 45, name Kamal. Okay, that is also not a problem. Okay, because we are going to assign the value to the parameter. So age is 45, name is Kamal. Okay, see the output. Next one, mix the positional and keyword arguments. Okay. Here, what is the rule means? Keyword arguments must follow the positional arguments. Here, see, Kamal 45 are the positional arguments. What is keyword arguments? Country equal to India is the keyword arguments. Here, what is the rule? The keyword arguments must to follow the positional arguments. So, first positional arguments, next keyword arguments. So, here what happen? I am calling the function. So, it displaying my name is Kamal, my age is 45, and I live in India. Next, suppose I am passing, okay. Suppose I am passing keyword arguments first, next positional arguments. What will happen? It shows the error message. Okay. See here, I passed keyword arguments country equal to India, okay, comma 45. Okay. 45 is the positional arguments. What will happen? It shows the syntax error. Positional argument follows the keyword arguments. Next, Python variable arguments. Okay, see the number of arguments passed in a function call may not be equal or to the number of parameters in the function definition. Okay, we can call any number of arguments in the function calling. Okay, that is the variable arguments. Okay, we will see in the letter. Next, default arguments. Okay, by default we are going to set some value in the function definition, that is called the default argument. Okay, see for example, here name equal to xyz, that is the default argument. Okay, here I am calling the function display. I am calling the function display, so display comes over here. Name equal to xyz. Here my name is name. What is output? The output is xyz because I did not pass any argument. So it consider name as the default argument. The default value is xyz. Okay. Next time I am calling the display function with Kamal. I am passing the name as Kamal. So what is the name now? Kamal. So my name is Kamal. See the output. See, this time display of Kamal. Okay, here what happened? Here I am going to pass the default argument and non-default argument. I am passing both default and non-default arguments. Here what is the rule? Default arguments must to follow non-default arguments when given together. Here see, this is the non-default arguments, then only default arguments. So I am going to call the display function Kamal. So what is name? Name is Kamal. What is default value? 45. See the output. My name is Kamal and my age is 45. Next time I am passing Kamal 50. So name is Kamal. What is age? Age is 50. So what is output? My name is Kamal and my age is 50. Suppose I am passing default argument first. Okay, then positional, then non-default argument. What will happen? It shows the error message because our rule is default argument must to follow the non-default argument. So what is the error? Syntax error. Non-default argument follows the default argument. Next, Next program, we are going to mix the positional, keyword, and default arguments. We are going to mix these three arguments. Here, see, this is the positional arguments. Next, keyword arguments. I am calling the function display marks. Here I am passing 85. So max is 85. P6 is 90. Chemistry 45. Next, biology. This is the default argument. Okay. See the output. Max 85. Physics 90. Chemistry 45. Biology 80. Next time I am passing the biology also. What will happen? Biology mark is changed to 50. See the output. Biology also changed to 50. Next program. Here, see, I am passing default argument first, then positional arguments, non-default arguments. What will happen? It shows the error message. Okay, see, what is the error? Non-default argument follows default arguments. Wait for 10 minutes. Okay, I will finish the class. Wait. Okay,
That's
next.
some stuff's going on.
Wait. Don't talk. Next, Python arbitrary arguments. Okay, arbitrary means not fixed one. Okay, so arbitrary arguments means variable length arguments. We can pass any number of arguments. Okay, that is called the arbitrary arguments. And where we are using this arbitrary arguments means in some situations we don't know how many arguments to pass in the function call. That is the arbitrary arguments. Okay, there are two types of arbitrary arguments are there: arbitrary positional arguments, arbitrary keyword arguments. Here, arbitrary positional arguments, here we are using the asterisk star is used before the parameter name, for arbitrary positional arguments. Okay, see, we are using the star, okay, before the parameter name. That is called the arbitrary positional arguments. Okay, see, for example, here, see, some function star some parameter. Here, what is some parameter? That is the arbitrary arguments. That is the arbitrary positional arguments. Okay, because we are using the star. Okay, so I am passing 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, what is some parameter? Some parameter is the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, some parameter is 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the output? 1, 2, 3, 4 is displayed as in the tuple format. Next time, some function 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, in the first function I am passing 4 arguments. Next function I am calling with 7 arguments. So this is called the arbitrary positional arguments. We can call any number of arguments over here. Okay, see, second time I am calling with the 7 arguments. See the output: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next, one more program. Okay, see this program here. Def product summary is the function name. I am using the arbitrary positional arguments. Here, inside the function, there is print statement, one for loop statement is there. Our program starts from print customer 1. Okay, see the output screen. Our program starts with customer 1. Okay, next I am calling the function product underscore summary. I am passing arguments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arguments. I am passing TV, fridge, washing machine, AC, heater. So what is products? Products are TV, fridge, washing machine, AC, heater. Next I am enter into the function products purchased. See in the output screen products purchased. Next for product in products. What is the products? TV, fridge, washing machine, AC, heaters are the products. First time what is the product? TV is the product first time. So print product. So print TV. Okay, TV is displaying. Next time what is the product? Fridge. So next time fridge is displaying in the output screen. Next time washing machine. Next time AC is displayed in the output screen. Okay. Next time heater is displaying. Okay. Next after this print customer 2. See customer 2 is displaying in the output screen. Next product underscore summary. I am calling the function product underscore summary. This time what are the products? AC, microwave, heater. So here products are AC, microwave, heater. So products purchased, it is displayed in the output screen. Next for product in products, first time what is the product? AC. Next time microwave. Next time heater. Okay, can you understand? This is the arbitrary positional arguments. Next, arbitrary keyword arguments. Here we are going to use the double asterisk. Double star is used before the parameter name for arbitrary keyword arguments. Okay, see for example, in the same program, we are going to use the double star. Okay, double star means it is the arbitrary keyword arguments. Okay, see I am going to execute the same in this program. This time which line will execute first? Print customer 1. See in the output screen customer 1. Next product summary. I am calling the function. Here I am passing the TV equal to 3, fridge equal to 4. So what is the product say? TV, fridge. Okay, here arbitrary keyword arguments. Okay, it is store the result as in the form of dictionary. Okay, it is going to store the values in the form of dictionary. So that's why we need to pass the key value pair. Here what is the key? TV is the key. What is the value? 3. Here fridge is the key, 4 is the value. So I am calling the function. Here what is the products? Products is TV 3, fridge 4. So products purchased, it is displayed in the output screen. Next for product comma quantity in products dot items. See what is the items function in the dictionary? It gives both key and value. So product is the key, quantity is the value. So print of product. What is product? TV colon. Next quantity. What is the quantity? 3. So TV colon 3. Next fridge colon 4. That's all. It is displayed in the output screen. Next time customer 2. It is displayed in the output screen. I am calling the function product summary. AC 3, microwave 2, heater 2. I am passing the products. So what is the output? AC products purchased, AC 3, microwave 2, heater 2. That is the output. Okay. Next, anonymous function or lambda function. Okay. Here, ordinary function means we need to mention the name of the function. Here, we no need to mention the name of the function. That is the anonymous function or lambda function. And ordinary function means we need to use the def keyword. to define the function, but here anonymous function or lambda function, we need to mention the lambda keyword. Okay, lambda keyword. Next, what is the syntax for the lambda function? Lambda arguments colon expression. That is the syntax. Okay, for example, for the lambda function, here see, what is the function name? Function name is the double of 5. Here, what is the x? X value is 5. 5 into 2, that is 5 into 2, 10. Okay, so the result is 10. It returns the 10, print of 10. Okay, see the output, 10 is displaying in the output screen. Next, see, double equal to lambda x into colon x into 2, that is equal to diff double of x, return x into 2. Okay, both are same. This is ordinary function. First one is the lambda function. Next, we are going to use the filter function. Okay, see, it is called with all the items in the list and a new list is returned. Okay, see, and checking the conditions. For example, see the program. See, filter function is going to filter the elements based on the condition and return as a new list. Okay, here my list equal to 1, 5, 4, 6, 8, 11, 3, 12. New list equal to list of filter of lambda x, x modulus 2. Here 1 modulus 2 equal to 0, condition false. So it is rejected. Next, 5 modulus 2 equal to 0, that is also false. We are going to filter out the even numbers in the list. So 1 is not even, 5 also not even. Next, 4. 4 modulus 2 equal to 0, yes, condition true. So it returns the 4. So see, it returns 4. Next time 6 modulus 2 equal to 0, yes, condition true. So 6. Next time 8 modulus 2 equal to 0, yes, condition true. Next 11 condition false. 3 condition false. Next time 12, yes, condition true. So it is going to, I am going to print the new list. See the output 4, 6, 8, 12. That is the output. Next, map function. Okay. A new list is returned which contains items returned by the function for each item. Okay, it is going to double all the items in a list. For example, see, for example, program double all the items in the list. Map of lambda x, x into 2. What is x? Here 1 is the x, so 1 into 2, 2. 2 is the answer. Okay, next time 5 into 2, 10 is the answer. Next time 4 into 2, 8. 6 into 2, 12. 8 into 2, 16. 11 into 2, 22. Next 3 into 2, 6. 12 into 2, 24. That is the answer. Okay, that's all. So far, you have understood all the concept of the functions and all the advantages of the functions. Okay, that's all. Tomorrow, okay, we will see the next topic in the next video. Okay, thank you all.